So if you've been following Channel for a while, you know we fly a lot of Delta. Today, we're going to fly one of their partners out of Canada.
We're always excited to try out a new airline. Today, we're flying WestJet in their premium cabin to see how it compares to US domestic first class, and the results really surprised us. Come join us as we step on board a Boeing 737-800, and we'll share our experience, the cabin, and the service on this transborder flight. Welcome to Calgary International Airport, code YYC. This is the fourth busiest airport in Canada and the closest major airport to Banff National Park. In 2025, this airport handled a record 19.4 million passengers. This airport has two main terminals, one for domestic flights and one for international. These are connected landside and it's easy to get between them. The A, B, and C gates are in the domestic terminal. International flights are in the D and E gates. This airport has dedicated US pre-clearance ahead of the E gates. We spent the night in the Marriott, which is on top of the terminal. We'll have a review of that hotel coming soon. Nothing beats a room with a view of the planes, and the location can't be beat. After a short walk, we were able to check in and drop our bags at the WestJet check-in counter. There is a priority check-in line for premium class, which for WestJet is essentially business class. Our tickets included 2 free check bags up to 50 pounds each. The check-in process was quick and seamless. Passengers in business, premium, and extended comfort have access to a priority security line. You still had to remove your shoes and belts, but it was quicker than the standard security lines. Calgary operates US pre-clearance for all flights operating out of the E gates. So when we arrive in the US, we can simply make our way to our connection, no visit to customs in Detroit. Both the mobile passport control app and global entry were available, which was nice. Unfortunately, the WestJet Lounge is in the domestic terminal and not available to US-bound passengers. There is an Aspire Lounge for the E-gates, but access is not included on these US-bound premium class tickets. However, this is a priority pass lounge, so let's go check it out. The Aspire Lounge is open from 4:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily and is located to the left of the escalators when you exit US Customs. It was pretty busy on a weekday morning, but we were able to find a couple of seats. So the nice thing about this lounge is it's got really tall ceilings and lots of greenery, so even though it is a normal airport lounge, it feels like you're in a much more relaxing space. Even though this lounge is pretty busy this morning, the seats are spaced out enough that it feels pretty private. The lounge features a buffet and drinks area immediately after the entrance. There was also a pretty standard lounge breakfast set out today. A few hot items, pastries, cereals, fruits, and cold cuts. There's a bottle filler and even a tap with ginger ale. There are self-service espresso drink machines, drip coffee, and tea. Lounge seating is separated in 2 major areas, the main area and an area called the Garden. This is where you'll find a bar serving complimentary beer, wine, and alcohol, but only after 11 a.m. It was closed during our visit. This lounge offers shower facilities and some small but nicely designed bathrooms.
So this Aspire Lounge is pretty nice, as long as it's not too crowded, which it does seem like it can get crowded at times. It's a relaxing place to spend some time before a flight back to the US.
It's time to board, so let's head over to our gate. Our 3-hour and 40-minute flight today takes us 1,568 miles from Calgary International Airport in Alberta, Canada, to Detroit Metro Airport on board a Boeing 737-800 in WestJet's premium class, their equivalent to business class. You may notice the side of our plane says Swoop. That was a low-cost airline that was owned by WestJet. They folded that operation into their own a few years ago, but they haven't repainted today's plane. Boarding is done in 4 zones. Premium passengers board in Zone 1 just after pre-boarding, along with high-tier loyalty members. There are 12 premium seats in 3 rows on today's flight, arranged in a 2-2 configuration. These are very similar to what you'll find on a domestic US first-class cabin. We're in seats 2A and 2C today. There are an additional 162 seats in economy. Pre-departure beverages weren't offered, but a bottle of water was waiting for us at the seat. The seats are firm, but spacious at 20 inches wide. There is a better than average 38 inches of pitch, so legroom is great. Recline is the standard 5 inches, and the headrest is adjustable with wings that fold in. There's a storage cubby in the center armrest, and you'll find the universal power outlet here, along with the USB-C plug. There's a wood tone table on top, and an additional table expands out if you need more space. The fold tray table swings out from the armrest, and it's sturdy. On the seat in front of you, you'll find a small pouch for skinny items. And since there's no IFE screen, there's a device holder built into the back of the seat in front of you. This can hold a phone or a tablet. There are overhead air vents and reading lights. Well, the seat is similar to US domestic first class. Where WestJet really impressed us was the service once we got in the air. With that, boarding was done early. We pulled back from the gate and taxied out to the runway. Enjoy the shots of the snowy peaks of Banff National Park as we take off. Now that we're in the air, let's check out the in-flight entertainment. There is no IFE on this aircraft, and there didn't appear to be an onboard streaming option either. However, there is Wi-Fi. It's free to WestJet loyalty program members, and it's free to sign up, which is what we did right before our flight.
This plane has to have some of the fastest Wi-Fi we've ever seen in the skies.
With speeds like this, you're able to stream content on board. We were able to catch up on some YouTube content. The WestJet app has a moving map, which looks good and is responsive. Shortly after we're airborne, the flight attendant brought around hot towels. This was a nice touch and something Delta no longer does in domestic first class. First up, a drink and snack service. We get started with a coffee and a Coke Zero. 2 snacks were provided, a celebration cookie and a snack mix. The drinks and snacks were a warm-up for the main meal service. WestJet doesn't do pre-orders on their 737s, but they do have printed menus. There were 2 options available, and we both ordered the beef pot roast. First impressions? This looks really good. The meat was tender and the peppercorn sauce was flavorful. The carrots had a bit of a cafeteria meal texture, but the green beans and potatoes were good. The dish was served with a green salad and a warm roll, and a maple cake for dessert. You gotta love the maple leaf on top of the cake. It's a nice finish. The flight attendant was also proactive during the meal to provide drink refills.
I thought that meal service was actually pretty good, and it was nice to see a fresh salad. We haven't seen that on Delta in a while.
Let us know in the comments what is your favorite airline for good food. And while you're at it, if you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you never miss one of our reviews. We've mentioned Delta a couple of times, and that's because Delta and WestJet have a strategic partnership, and we actually booked this ticket through Delta. So we're on Delta tickets with a connection in Detroit on our way to Washington, D.C. That's one of the reasons why we wanted to see how WestJet would compare to Delta's own domestic first class. The goal of the Delta WestJet Codeshare is to make it easy for passengers to travel seamlessly between the United States and Canada. Each airline's frequent flyers can spend and earn miles with each respective airline. As Delta Medallion members, we also receive benefits such as priority boarding and an additional baggage allowance. About 2 hours into the flight attendant did another drink and snack service. How about these full-size candy bars? Oh, and the coffee mugs. So what did we think of the service on today's flight? Well, we were blown away. WestJet is not seen as a premium airline, but we thought the service we experienced was excellent. The flight attendant was friendly and engaging from the time we boarded until we deplaned. This flight featured printed menus, a hot towel service, pre-meal drinks and snacks, and friendly service throughout. The Wi-Fi was fast and worked the entire flight. The seat is comfortable and the cabin was in good condition. We were soon flying over Michigan and descending towards Detroit. Enjoy today's landing.
We've made it to Detroit. What'd you think of WestJet?
I like the flight. The crew was very proactive and the service was great.
I agree.
Overall, we had a great experience and would definitely fly WestJet again. So how did this flight compare to Delta First Class? Well, this was a good flight. We felt that it was comparable. It comes down to the crew, and they worked hard the entire flight and they made this experience enjoyable. But what do you think? Have you flown WestJet? Would you like to see us try them long haul? Let us know in the comments. These tickets were a good deal at $430 each, which included our onward flight to Washington, D.C. This flight was at the end of our recent trip to Canada to try out the Rocky Mountaineer. That train journey didn't quite go as planned. If you want to check it out, we'll link it in the description. If you enjoyed today's flight review, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to keep up to date. You can also check out our channel memberships here and on Patreon, where we post exclusive content that doesn't fit on the main channel. Thanks for watching. On to the next adventure.